I'm not liking this. Can you show me that again? Oh, hi.
Hi, welcome to the Daily Blue. This is 20-something with Devin and Veronica.
Hi, everyone.
This is our second episode. We're still very excited.
Yeah. I was just explaining to Veronica I'm in one of those moods today where I'm just like goofing off, so
She's been
apologize ahead of time. Been singing all day. So what's today about?
Today we decided to talk about moving out. It's a fun topic for both of us because we both
have moved out,
moved back in, moved back out, with very different circumstances. So it's cool to compare.
Yeah. And also I just feel like we have a lot of experience with it, so it's fun to talk about. I roll my eyes as I say that. I'm like, it's really fun. Okay, so do you want to talk about your experience first, or do you want me to talk about mine first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Okay, so first of all, any advice that I give, if you learn anything from today, it's know who you're moving in with, and then know them well, and know how your personalities go together. Me and my roommates, I know we went on vacation together before we even started looking for houses.
Yeah, it's such a good idea.
Just so we could know that we could deal with each other on a 24/7 basis.
Yeah.
Luckily, it all worked out. There were no glitches.
Yeah.
And we got back from vacation, and we got right to looking. And it was good.
Yeah, and I've asked you before. I've asked you, you know, is it ever like you butt heads much or get in fights? And you really don't, right?
We really don't, but we've been friends for a long time.
That's important, like knowing who you're living with. I mean, you can't just be like, oh, we both want to move out. Let's do it together. Like, you really have to know if you're going to really work well together, you know? And doesn't like Danielle cook and stuff? Like, everyone's got their own little job.
Yeah, we all have our little roles. I haven't been home in a long time. I never even see my roommates right now because I'm so busy. But,
And also knowing how many roommates, like, you're going to need for whatever you're doing, you know?
We started with 4. There were going to be 4 of us. And then...
I remember you asked me to do it, and I was like, I can't afford to go. I can't afford to go.
I know. Well, that's one of our other topics here.
Yeah.
But secondly, you need to start looking for a place like 2 to 3 months in advance. If you need to move out in June or July, you need to start looking by like April.
Yeah.
May the latest.
Yeah.
You really need to.
Because
shop around. Don't.
Yeah, definitely
sign a lease with the first thing that you fall in love with.
I feel like it's definitely great to have those couple of months to plan ahead, but then also you can't plan too far ahead because then you need to be like ready to actually jump on the opportunity.
Because once you sign a lease, it's like
you're paying for
like
it
next
and
week.
Stuff,
yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's definitely a good point.
Yeah. Also, if it's your first time moving out, you need to realize that you're not gonna get a castle.
Yeah.
For what you can afford. Like you're not gonna be living in a palace. You have to make it your own home in your own little cute way.
Right.
I love my apartment. It's not
really
the nicest.
Nice.
It's
I
nice.
really like it.
It is nice, and I love
really
it.
Nice.
And I mean, we love it. We've really personalized it to make it our own.
Also, for New York, I feel like it's hard to get that like really nice apartment. Where if you do live down south or something, you'll get like a brand new place that looks unreal,
and you'll get it for a great price.
Really?
And it's just like unrealistic in New York.
Right. Exactly.
But whatever.
Which is also cool because like take into consideration like, do I get a studio?
Exactly.
If you can only afford a studio but you have to move out, get a studio. Don't be stubborn about, getting something that you can't afford. Again, you really have to be smart about your finances because at this point it's like if you're not, if you're doing something that's not going to work for you, you're going to affect your whole future of...
Rule of thumb.
Rule of thumb.
Segue into tip number 3.
Oh, I didn't even mean
it. Rule of thumb that I learned from someone who I used to work with is if you're moving out and you're, budgeting and all of that, it's a really good idea to be able to make your rent in 1 week.
With what you make in a week.
With what you make in a week.
So you have 3 other weeks.
So you have 3 other weeks for savings, leisurely activities, other bills. God knows how many bills we have coming in.
That's a good. I like that.
So otherwise, you're gonna be so drained financially.
Yeah, and you want to still be putting something aside. And like you said, you have other bills to pay: car, cell phone, utilities, insurance. It's a lot. I'm mortified. I'm like, I'm never. Okay. What else? What else you got there, huh?
Last thing that I have, which is funny because I feel like my mom and dad have done this for all my brothers and sisters.
You have a lot of brothers and sisters.
I know. It's a little ridiculous.
It's five?
Yep, there's 5 of us.
5 brothers and sisters.
So.
That's a lot.
But every time one of us moves out, my mom just like bombards them with like other stuff, like miscellaneous things that you don't realize that you can't really afford right away, like spatulas. My mom gave us like 14 spatulas.
Yeah, yeah.
But these are things that
you make a lot of eggs.
Little miscellaneous things. I have boxes in my garage of random things that she's just given me, and I just take it. I take it all.
That's the thing. You really might need it. You know, even like little. I don't know.
You're gonna need it.
Band-Aids,
down the line,
like, I'd take it, you know?
Somewhere down the line, you're gonna need, the pasta strainer that
you'll be looking for at some point, you know?
Yep.
Good.
Okay. Devin, on to your experience, because it's much different than mine.
This one's smart. So I was
very smart.
Thanks, Ron. I did more of a live and learn kind of experience in a different way. So how old was I? 21?
Yeah.
Right now I'm 24. And I was 21, and I moved out to be with a boy. Boys. And I moved out to live with a boy, man, whatever you want to say. And, everyone says don't do it, and I did it anyway. And you know what? Obviously, it has its great moments. I had a great time. However, I was reliant on someone else, so that's not a good situation. I didn't move out because
or like dependent.
I'm depending on someone else, like it was basically
or just like supportive wise.
Financially, you know what I mean? Not completely financially, but I couldn't have done it on my own. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like I moved out, definitely couldn't have done it had I not been living with this person.
How soon did you move in with him?
How soon was it? It was actually also really quick. That's another thing. It was like probably 5 months, maybe even less.
That gives me anxiety. Just
don't judge me, America. But so that was, again, it wasn't really like an issue. It was just that, at the end of the day, you want to be like proud of yourself and really know like, okay, so if this ends, which it did, I can do this on my own. And it wasn't like that. It's like, okay, so basically I live in your house under your rules kind of thing.
Yeah.
Not that it's under their rules either, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, I have to leave if anything happens. And that's what happened.
At the time, so you're right. You live and you learn.
Yeah. So, and also, even though I wasn't paying rent, I was not saving. Because I guess I was like filling in the loose ends, like buying little things that I normally wouldn't buy.
Groceries, and stuff like that.
Yeah, just like little things that I was like, how am I still spending this money? I don't, So, it wasn't the best approach to moving out. But,
learn from Devin's mistakes.
Yeah. What else did I want to point out about that?
How long should you wait?
To
move in with
I think, I was going to, this is definitely very important. I hate to say in 2014, like, it's unrealistic to say wait till there's a ring on your finger because
it's not realistic.
That's not realistic. It's really not anymore.
You need to wait a decent amount of time. 5 months is very quick, especially for someone who's 21.
Yeah, and also just know, like, it also, if you move in too quick, it puts on the pressure that you should be together, as opposed to really learning if you, like, will be together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I think that's just really important. And, also, what was the other thing I was going to say? Yeah, like I said, obviously people move in together before they get engaged and married and stuff nowadays, but you should know if you're actually going to be with the person, because it stinks when you have to move out, or when someone, even if you are the person who doesn't have to leave, it's just like, that kind of stinks, It's not really a good feeling. Granted, you really get to know a person. I'm like getting off onto another topic, but you really do get to know a person, but it's it's a little bit harder. So I would definitely wait a decent amount of time. Like I would say probably a year at least. At least.
Definitely.
Right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Me and you are two very different people. But
yeah.
I would definitely wait at least a year.
Yeah, right? So what about like finding a place? Like how did you find your place?
We originally started wanting to get a house, like a full house. So we were dealing with realtors and stuff like that. We didn't end up getting a house. We got a townhouse and a complex.
Right.
We found that just like online, doing online searching and stuff.
Yeah.
So
When I moved out, because actually I moved in with this person, like, to an apartment where he had lived, but then I also, then we moved somewhere, like, together that was more, like, so it felt like it was mine. So we actually used a realtor for that to show us around and, you know, whatever. But
really helpful.
They are really helpful, and you can, I don't know, I mean, granted you have, like, you have to pay them a little more to use them if you want to buy, rent from using them, but also there's, like, Craigslist, or I'm sure there's a bunch of websites too that you could just use.
Craigslist I heard is really good, and we've looked at some places that we saw on Craigslist.
Yeah.
But we just didn't decide to go with them.
And also there's always that opportunity for something sketchy to happen with Craigslist, you know?
But,
so, all right.
P.S.
What?
The moving process is awful.
That's a good thing to, like, talk about.
I know.
Like,
the whole process of moving is just, first of all, packing is the worst, because you don't realize how much stuff you accumulate.
Yeah.
My room at my mom and dad's house,
probably still has stuff in it.
It was a decent size. My stuff is still in all creaks and crevices in their house. I actually feel bad. I should probably, like, go take care of it. But my room was a decent size, but I didn't realize how much stuff I had in there.
I know, it's true. And also it's, like, stuff you maybe don't want to get rid of, but end up,
that goes in their attic.
It's like, it's like, I don't want to get rid of this. So you have to, like, push aside some things and say, okay, I'm going to take this. Right? Certain sentimental things that it's like, all right, Jesse and Danielle don't need this in their house right now, but I want this, you know, or whatever, right?
So ladies, start making strong friends.
But also I remember...
help you carry things.
Yeah, right?
Like couches and stuff.
Yeah, make some guy friends so they could carry some stuff for you, right? I remember, like, just packing glassware and, like... I remember getting home from work at, like, midnight and just packing boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes just because I was like, if I don't do it now... I'm the kind of person that when I was moving, I was like, I have to do it now. And I literally got it done. Like, I got it done very quickly because I just couldn't deal with being, like, leisurely about it. It's too annoying. I just wanted it done.
You just wanted to
so it was like 3 a.m. and I was like wrapping things. And
you have to make the process fun. Like when we actually got all of our boxes and stuff, and you came over to our house that first night, we had how many people were there?
Oh, got a lot
I mean,
of people
not
there.
a lot, but
you did.
We were just all like unpacking the kitchen, putting together bar stools, which is actually there's a funny story behind that. We'll talk about that later.
Talk about that later.
We have to make it fun, and we didn't have cable yet, so we couldn't watch TV.
But that's also fun too.
Yeah.
When you don't have things, you'll be like eating dinner like on the floor with like, you know, Indonesian style. I don't know how Indonesians eat, but I just made that up. But, you know, just like chilling, candles. You can make it fun.
We bribed our friends with pizza and wine. Pizza and beer.
It's a good bribe. It's a good bribe. How about having an emergency fund? I think that's pretty important.
Definitely. I mean, that's not just with moving. That's with every...
Yeah, that's with every life situation.
Activities.
But just because you're moving out doesn't mean that you could use all of that money. You know, like...
So how much would you say that you should save?
Personally, I think you should have at least 3 months worth of, like,
I agree
rent.
with that.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And don't be like, oh, now that I have all this money on the side, let me go do this. Like, always have it. Yeah, you never know. You really don't know what could happen. You know? You need a little cushion. I got a little cushion.
Again, Devin's in a very silly mood today.
And what about, did you have to pay 1 month's security when you moved in, or did you have to pay, like...
I don't even really remember. I think
most places
we did first month, and we did first month's rent, first month.
First month, last month, or just first month?
Just first month. Just first month rent, and then we did a month security.
Okay.
So.
That's good. What was I going to say? Oh, moving too far away from people.
We're very close with our families, and when we both moved, we moved kind of. I'm not even that far from my family.
How far are
you? I'm a 15-minute drive from my mom and dad,
far.
and it's too far.
Yeah. I lived about a half an hour, 35 minutes. I would tell people, I was like, it's 25 minutes away, just come, like pushing it. But it was really 30, 35 minutes, like unless you wanted to get a speeding ticket.
I couldn't.
Yeah, so it was like I was far from all my friends from home. So it was just inconvenient, not to be like, you know, like inconvenient to see your friends, but it's like, it was like hard for anyone to visit me. It was hard for me to visit them. Like,
I think I went to your house once.
Yeah. Yeah.
For your 4th of July party.
Yeah, which was really fun.
Yeah.
But like, I just remember it just being really difficult, and even to visit my family, like you said, like we're both close with our families, and it was just hard to go. You know, like it just took a certain amount of time out of the day that you were like, this is really.
And even if I was closer, I'd be able to go and stop by more, even if it's just like for a quick visit.
You miss everyone so much. So it's if you could find something that's closer to the people you care about, it's definitely worth it.
Yeah. My older sister, she moved to Smithtown, got a house in Smithtown when she got married, and then she ended up moving back to Sayville, which is where I grew up, on the same block, on the same street as my mom and dad. And now and at first I was like, really? You're gonna live on the same street?
That's nice.
But now I understand. Now I get it.
Yeah, and because you're still busy, it doesn't mean you see each other every day. Like you're still busy. You still might not see each other even though you live that close. But then there really is that convenience of like, you could stop by for dinner or stop by for like watching a show together
and
or
she
doing
does random
something
drop-bys and even the kids.
And then you see the kids more. Yeah. That's nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's good.
And I don't know, is that all we wanted to talk about today?
I think we touched on everything.
I think we did.
So,
yeah, I'm like looking over my notes.
So as you can see, we both had very different experiences.
Do it her way.
I mean,
or live and learn.
Or live and learn.
You know,
there's nothing wrong with that.
I honestly still had a blast. Not gonna lie to you. But
so we'll see you next Monday.
See you next Monday. Yeah, we're moving to Mondays.
Moving to Mondays. 2 p.m.
2 p.m.
The Daily
2
Blue.
2 p.m.
2 p.m.
No, not 1:30. 2 p.m.
I don't know. Help me out.
Hey Donna. Oh. All right.
No answer.
No answer.
All right, we're gonna go with 2 p.m. If anything changes, we'll
let you know. We'll be on Facebook letting you know. You could call us if you have any ideas for a show or if you want to come on the show.
We
any
love
comments
guests. We love guests. We have a couple lined up right now.
So pumped about guests. Yeah.
Yes.
So call us at 631-337-1603 or visit us at The Daily Blue.
DailyBlue.com.
DailyBlue.com. TheDailyBlue.com. Blue with a U, no E. And I guess that's it, right?
Yeah, we'll see you on Monday.
All right.
And 2, I was just joking, 2 o'clock.
2 p.m.
She was joking, 2 p.m.
Confirmed.
Bye.
Bye-bye.